I am. Give me a minute. Hello, YouTube. How y'all doing? I hope y'all had a blessed day. Jesus gave me some lovely, lovely lilacs, and the perfume is just filling the room. I'm just waiting for people to see that they can see me. I gotta look over there for the camera, for the screen. So am I live? Oh, good. Okay, I am live, so everybody can see me. I hope y'all had a blessed day today. It was a cold and cloudy day. All day here it rained, and I see Catherine Sophikidis. Yes, it's cold in New Hampshire, huh? Yeah. Okay, so hubby is in the chat room, and he will be, if you have any questions for me, he will be asking me those questions, and then I will answer them. And I'm going to turn the camera around to the sewing machine, and we can get started. There is one thing I wanted to show you all. So if you give me a second, I have to run and go get the box. So I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and oh yes, Mr. Dinky Doo is joining us. He's right over here. So hello to everybody that just came in, and let me show you my beautiful lilacs. They are just so gorgeous, and they are absolutely soaking wet. The whole lilac bush was kind of like sagging. So let me say hello to everybody. So we have P in the room. We have Catherine Sophikidis and Roxanne Lawrence. Oh, and she's from up in New Hampshire. And Renee Corbin and Monique Crowell and Melody Kiefer, Sharon Gardner, and I think, oh, they do smell heavenly, Catherine, they do. Okay, so this is the very first giveaway that my top tier in Patreon will be getting. They will have a choice of either of these. So I did want to invite you all to consider joining my Patreon. And if you see the crazy bird up there, that was our first bird. We have another one that'll be coming out in a couple of weeks. Yes, only one person, yes. Only one person will get this, and the giveaways are just to my top tier, which is the Top Rooster Club. But you will have a choice of either a layer cake, and this is Moda Wild Blossoms. It's brand new, and it's by Robin Pickens, and you'll have a choice. Oh, well, hello there. Yes, it is. It's cold and wet up here too, Mama Hardin. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I'm on Phoenix Mountain in Ashe County. Yeah, I'm not too far from Pilot Mountain. It's just down the hill from me. So if you are among the top tier of my Patreon, you will get a choice between the layer cake or the jelly roll. And I did post this to the Patreon group, a picture of all the fabrics in it, and it's absolutely stunning. So whichever one you don't take, I'm keeping for myself, and we'll use it for one of our next projects. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and I'm going to get it pointed at the computer, at the sewing machine, and we'll get started making our crumb blocks. If you have questions, you can ask in the chat, and my husband will ask me the questions. And yes, and please introduce yourself to each other and have a fun chat. So we're going to be trying to burn through some of my crumbs. And there are all sorts of different sizes in here. I've got 3 baskets within arm's reach that we're going to be going through. And here I have some strips left over from a potato chip block. And let's see, I have some half square triangles here. So I'm just going to start zipping these things together. Let's see if we can't make a little pinwheel. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that would make a pinwheel. So I hope all y'all had a good day and that you're all excited about Easter. So I am just randomly grabbing things out of my basket here and running them through the computer, the sewing machine. Here we have. The goal is to use up some scraps that are just too large to throw away and to make charity quilts out of these pieces. So let's see what we've got here. We can make a couple more pinwheels. It is quite chilly here today on the mountain. So if this is the first time you're joining us, please do say hello in the chat room. And if you have questions, my husband will relay those questions to me. Hi, Lisa. And for those of you that are new, I am living on Phoenix Mountain in the very northwest corner of North Carolina in Ashe County. And that's not the right one. And if these get messed up and they're sewn together wrong, that's fine. You can still sew them together. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I think that works. And my So what are you all working on? Are you doing crumbs along with me, or my sewing machine decided to come unthreaded? Let's try that again. And it didn't line up, and I really don't care. That's perfectly fine. That'll work together. These are all going to be crumb blocks, so they're going to be wonky. And at the end of it, no one's going to notice that there is some things that don't match. So for anybody that doesn't know what a crumb block is, oh, hang on, my tripod just disconnected from the desk. So please bear with me while I tighten it back up. Okay, these are crumbs, and they're too big to throw away. Just too big. I'm not putting all that in the landfill. And I don't want to waste it on stuffing when I can make a charity quilt out of it. So I'm using all of these pieces to just sew things randomly together to make larger pieces. And you can do it in all sorts of manners. I just did some half square triangles. We can take strips and oh, that sounds fun. That does sound fun. So on this one, I'm just taking pieces. Oh, Lisa is making a single wedding ring. Is that what it was? Oh, hello, Laura. How are you? Let's see. I have some fairy frost here. Oh, I love that stuff. And on this, what I'm doing is I'm just taking pieces and sewing it down this strip. And when it's all full, I'll cut it apart and I'll have a bunch of subunits. This is just willy-nilly. I'm just reaching into this basket that I got sitting next to me. And yes, I'm chain stitching. So now I'm just going to slide this stuff over to my cutting mat and cut these pieces apart. Let's see if you can. Okay. Okay, Okay, so now I have some subunits that are a little bit bigger than they were previously. And I'm just finger pressing. Oh yes, new windows, that'll be nice. That will be nice. Okay, so let's find. Say that again, Sanjay. Oh, cool. Renee is working on a small wall hanging for her sewing room. And it's a puppy and a butterfly, did you say? Cool. Oh, cool. Yeah, Goodwill. I get a lot of stuff from Goodwill. I like it. Let's see. Let's put this piece here. Yeah, if you are looking for fabric at very good prices, let me move my mic closer. If you're looking for good prices on fabric, you can always go to the thrift stores, the Goodwill, and you can buy men's dress shirts and cut them up. You can get 100% cotton, you can get linen, and you can also go to the woman's skirt section. Yes, and bed sheets make great backing. Yeah, some are in very, very good shape, Sanjay is saying. What's P doing? Oh, working on a bowl of pretzels. That's good. P, did you know that the Chosen is doing a season 1 marathon? But I can just go watch it anywhere. I don't have to watch it on a marathon. Let's see. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, let's. Oh, okay. Laura's having noodles. I like noodles. I had. What did I have? I had sausage and cabbage for dinner. Okay, good. She knew about the marathon. If you're making charity quilts, especially ones that are going to end up in like a hospital, sometimes it's actually better to use a poly cotton sheet for the back because it tends to hold up better to the abuse of being washed so frequently. I am just slapping some of these things. Yeah, I like noodles. Hi, Mona. How are you? I'm happy y'all could join me tonight. I have another posy coming out on Monday. Let me trim these up. Come on. Oh yeah, yeah. You can use like if you can find a lot of vintage bedding in the thrift stores also, and those are usually cotton and they're really nice. Yeah, yeah. Old quilts were all made using scraps, so. Yep, and used up clothing. I'm listening to Sanjay's basically narrating to me, telling me what to say. Oh, that sounds beautiful. Mama Hardin is making kerchiefs for cancer patients, and she's embroidering butterflies on them. Oh yeah, I get in a rut too there, Mona. Or Melody's in a rut. Yeah, yeah, I found quite a few of them. And, for like for the chemo quilts, that's fine. They'll still keep somebody warm and they're going to get washed every day, so they should hold up to the detergents and whatnot better. Yeah, you can use the polycotton sheets and polycotton men's shirts for charity quilts also. I've done that. And if they're secondhand, they're going to tend to be softer than brandy new. So I am just willy-nilly sewing. I'm not really paying attention to exact seam allowances or seams meeting. Oh, for those of you that have just recently joined, I am making some crumb blocks, trying to use up some of my stash. And I need another piece on here to make it long enough. So that will work. Oh, that's sweet. Laura's using hexies that were leftover fabric from her mother's outfits that she made her daughter. That's sweet. That'll be a nice memory quilt. Let's see. So I'm not worrying about anything here. I'm just sewing things together. Yeah, you can square everything up later on. Yeah, Sanjay is saying that's how the mountain folk used to make quilts, with all these little tiny pieces years and years and years ago, and although they didn't do them on a Bernina. And see, these seams don't line up, but that's perfectly okay because I can square it up. Let's see, I need another little piece here. Let's Yep, and I continue to pray for you daily, Renee. I'm really hoping that foot will heal up. Okay, I need a strip. Can I have a strip? I got plenty of strips over here. Let's see. So I was gonna do the live for about an hour. And then I'll sign off. Let's see. So does anybody have anything interesting quilt-wise going on? Have you heard of any interesting news or anything like that? Grab some of these here straight pieces. Anybody going to any interesting quilt shows? I haven't been to a quilt show in 20 years. I know they just had QuiltCon in Atlanta. Yep, the end of this month will be Paducah. Yeah, that's the AQS, American Quilting Society. And they have the Quilt Museum there. That's where I got my centennial featherweight from there. Yeah, I went to the AQS show probably 20 years ago. More than that, 25 years ago. Okay, Sanjay says more like 30. So see, it doesn't really take, you don't have to just stress out about how things go together here. Just sew things together as they come across your table here. Let's see here. Yes, it is. That is quite the experience. Oh, I just dropped a whole pile of fabric on the floor. So, does anybody have anything special planned for Easter? Hanging out with family or something? We're not doing anything because Sanjay's up in New York. Okay. And that'll fit. So I'm just reaching into my scrap baskets here, and I am just grabbing whatever tickles my fancy. And you can see that things are not, oh, let me fix this. I'm not worried that this is too big because I can trim it down after the fact. So you can see how we're building. This was a vintage 9-patch that someone sent me. Let's see, and I've got more pieces sewn together here. Let's see if that'll, okay, I need to add more on this piece. Yes, Laura's from Kentucky, yes. Oh, that's lovely. Mona had dinner with her daughter. Okay, so P asks if I sew my scraps to a certain size, my crumb blocks to a certain size, and maybe. I think that for these, so I think what I would do here is I would sew these to a certain size, and I think if I tried to sew them all together, it would be very bulky. So I would probably end up using some sashing to kind of break the blocks up. So that's what I would do. There we go. Yep. Oh, Mama Harden used to make all of all of the quilts out of her outgrown children clothes, and she uses a treadle. For quite a number of years, a treadle was the only machine I had, and I did everything on it, including free motion quilting. So Renee has gotten some threads from Temu, and she's having fun with those, so that's good. I've not tried anything from Temu. Let's see what we got here. We got so many triangles. So, but this is getting to be a nice looking block. It's probably It's about 8 inch now, so I'd keep going. So Renee, what other sewing supplies did you get from Temu, and do you like them? Are they good quality? I mean, certain things it doesn't matter what the quality is, you know, you can just wing it. Or, you know, that doesn't have to be top quality. Oh, thank you, Mona. Mona says that she's liking where we're going with this. So I'm just trucking right along here. Okay, so that's getting bigger. Oh, okay, so Mona doesn't like Temu. Yeah, I guess it's a hit and miss, you know, I guess depending on what it is. Yeah, Amazon has really tanked recently. You know, you used to be able to get good quality things from Amazon, but now it's just people reselling cheap Chinese stuff. Sometimes. Oh yeah, yeah, I've gotten my 1/4 inch foot for I got my 1/4 inch foot from for my 301. I think I got that on Amazon. It was just sometimes the featherweight shop can be pricey. I do like their items, but they're pricey. And when you're getting the same exact thing from Amazon at 1/3 the cost. Yeah, yeah, I did get some light bulb. I got a light bulb, I think, featherweight light bulb from the featherweight shop, and I couldn't get it into the machine. It absolutely refused to go in. I actually had to sand down the silver bumps on the bottom of the bulb where it screws in. I had to actually sand those down because it was too tall. Yeah, the Amazon one worked fine, so. Oh, Mona got a car pad for the dog. Okay, and that was good. Yes. Happy Easter, Laura. Thanks for joining us. Oh, I'll have to try that. I do need some white thread. It's getting kind of low, but I also have some old fabrics that I can use, some old threads that I can use too. Let's see here. Well, polyester may or may not degrade over time. Cotton does. Sanjay was saying that the old threads don't fall apart like I can sew that there. Yeah, the old cotton thread you can't trust. It just degrades, but the newer stuff doesn't seem to fall apart too much. Okay, is that big enough? Not quite yet. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, my husband told me that Mama Hardin was saying Publishers Clearinghouse. I remember Publishers Clearinghouse. Let's see. Oh, Renee burned her hands on the old bulbs for the featherweight. Yeah. They're hot. They can be hot. Yeah, I like the LEDs. Um, I've always had a paranoia about light bulbs. Like I hate having to apply any kind of force to pop them into a snap-in fixture. I'm always afraid that it's going to break. Or, yeah, or crush in my hand. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I usually use. But I do have this old cotton thread that I've had for like 20 years. And I bought it in all different colors, and it's quite nice. It doesn't have any brand on it. Here it is. It has no brand mentioned anywhere on it, but it's a really nice cotton thread, and I've used it a lot. And I have a ton of it in all different colors. But for doing like machine quilting or something, then I use the Isacord polyester thread. So but yeah, I'm just grabbing them and sewing them together willy-nilly. You know, so I'm not paying attention to what I'm sewing together. I'm just looking for things that fit. Yeah, I just let the pieces tell me what they want to be. And if they're not straight, I don't. Oh, Renee has the same thread. Okay. Okay, how big does that need to be? I need to be more biggerer. So let's make it more biggerer. So two of those together. Oh, thank you, Melody. Melody likes the blocks so far. I think I'm going for maybe 12-inch, I guess. No, I don't know where Melody is from, but she is a subscriber. Okay. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter where the thread comes from, so long as it works. That's all that matters. I need a piece of fabric. That'll work. That will work. My thrift stores around here don't normally have fabric or thread, but some thrift stores do get a lot of it. I've seen so many YouTube videos of people doing haul videos that they got from the thrift store, and they have yards and yards of fabric. I don't think I've ever found any fabric. Yeah, I get bed sheets and men's dress shirts, and you can also look at the women's skirts, because the skirts, there's a lot of fabric in a skirt. Okay, now. Renee, have you found any fabric on Temu? And if so, what was the quality like? Oh, okay, so she's a neighbor. Melody is in Georgia. Yes, exactly. What's a few hundred miles between friends? Okay, so let's see how big that's going to need. Oh, I'm sorry, I banged into the camera. That needs another strip up top. So let's find some strips. Oh, here's some. So I'm just taking these salvage pieces and sewing them on, and I can trim the salvage off. This needs probably another 2 pieces. Oh, Renee's doing like scrap paper piecing. That sounds fun. You can use old catalog pages. You can use, I know some people like to use the children's coloring books from Dollar Tree because the paper is very easy to come off. Yeah, and Sanjay's saying you can, like you get those really cheap puzzle books, sometimes in the Dollar Tree or in bookstores, and they're really big, huge books. You can use that kind of paper because that's also kind of like construction paper. So that would work. Yeah, it's not high quality stuff, but that's okay. That's okay. You don't want high quality. Oh, Mona's got to go. Thank you so much for being here, Mona. I appreciate it, and I hope you have a blessed Easter. Oh, wow. Renee's got a good thrift store for fabric. That's wonderful. Okay, so now I'm going to take these 2 chunks and sew them together. And Renee did not like the fabric from Temu. Okay, that's good to know. All right, so I am going to just cut a straight edge there. And I'll cut a straight edge here. So we'll go for about another 10 minutes or so, and then we'll wind things up. I'll get a couple of blocks done anyway. So for my next live, does anybody have any ideas on what you'd like me to do? I'm going to be doing another 1930s Posy video coming out Monday. And what else? I'm going to be doing a video where I service my Singer 301. Show you how I go about cleaning it out and adding grease and adding machine oil and cleaning it. So I like the Bernina, but it's very finicky. So for general sewing, where I'm just doing straight stitch, I prefer to use the 301. But I had logistics problems with where to put the computer and the jar of beautiful lilacs. And for those of you that came in late, I'll show you my beautiful lilacs. Aren't they beautiful? I wish you could smell them. They are pure heaven. Pure heaven. Oh, and yeah, Renee is saying do like stay stitching around your blocks so that they will all stay together. I need a ruler. Hang on one second. What? Oh, bead pup. Yes, I like that too. I love it when I see somebody sewing fabric that I have. I need to take my earphones off for 1 second to reach a ruler. I need a ruler. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I needed a ruler. Okay. Oh, bye, Melody. Have a happy Easter. Yes, the machine maintenance. Yes, she was the one that asked me to do that, so I said I would. So. And Bead Pup likes to do the crumb piecing to relax, and that's good. Yeah, so I have a featherweight and I have the 301 and I have other vintage machines. I've got a beautiful bullet shuttle bobbin hand crank machine. I think it's a Singer 128. And what else do I have? I have my beautiful 1873 Pfaff treadle, and I'm waiting for Sanjay to fix a part that got broken when he transported it down here. So once it, yeah, the treadle table had a piece that snapped off. So as soon as he fixes that, then I can start using that again. And I've got all sorts of machines. Ooh, that's fun. Aren't those lilacs beautiful? I just love them. So let's see. So let's see how big this is going to be. If I add that, that fits perfectly there. So we didn't get... I'll show you this block as soon as I'm done with this seam. Okay, I think that's probably a good 12-inch square by now. Let's see. Turn this around. Okay. Oh, it needs a thin strip going down the end. I'll stay on until I can get that last strip sewn on. And then I can... Yeah, I'll show you what I've got so far. So this is about 12 by like 11 and a half. So I need to add one more little strip down the side. And this is the second one that I'm still working on. And these things are a real joy to use if you have one. I have a Fisker's rotating cutting mat, and it's small enough that it fits right next to my sewing machine, and I really like it. If you don't have one, if you have an old cutting mat that you're retiring, you can actually cut it down to a small size, and then you can just pick it up and rotate it. So let's get one more on here. I need another strip. That's not going to be long enough. Oh, I had no idea that there was a quilt show in Raleigh, Mama Hardin. Yeah, it would be a 4.5-hour drive for me, so chances are slim to none that I'd be able to drive that distance and walk around a quilt show. I have a problem with stamina. I have none. Plus, plus my spine is a mess. Yeah, my SI joint, my knee, I'm falling apart. Falling apart, people. Okay. So I'm just gonna... Yeah, I haven't been to a quilt show in, wow, long time. It'd be so much fun to go to a quilt show, especially meet up with some viewers. Have a cup of coffee and something. Come on. Okay, let's see. That needs a wee bit more sewn on to the bottom. You can't see what I'm doing, I'm sorry. Let's see if this will work. So I will at least finish this block. And if anybody's interested, I am using my iPhone for a camera. I use software called OBS Studio to record my videos and manage my live streams. And they have a iPhone app that works on your iPhone, so you can use your iPhone. Yeah, the iPhone camera is so much better than a webcam. I was using webcams before, and I had so many problems with them. And, you know, I already have the iPhone, so. Okay, I lost. There it is. And if you are looking to start a YouTube channel, you can pick up an iPhone pretty cheap on, you know, an older iPhone on eBay. You don't need, it doesn't have to be a new one. Yeah, for like about $100 you can get a new, you know, an old secondhand iPhone. And this still needs another strip, but I think you all get the idea. Let's back up so you can see. So there is one block. I'm going to go, I think, with 12-inch blocks, and I will use probably a black. Oh, I have several different styles. I have, let's see. I got this one from Walmart. I think it was like $12 or $14. Let's see. Hang on. And it wants to flop over. So, yeah, it's $12. It's not the best. Hang on. So, it screws on to your arm, and I got these arms on Amazon, and they're cheap and they're annoying, but you know, they get the job done. So this is one that I got from Walmart, and it has a button on the back that you can push, and this will shrink down to hold the phone. You push it in, you can open it up. So that's the one that I have. The one that I'm currently using on my iPhone is from Joby, and it's a little bit more expensive. I think it was like $26 or something. It's not bad. So, but anyway, so there is one block. It still needs a wee bit more on it. Yeah, like I said, you can pick up an old iPhone on eBay for, you know, $100 or so. I have an old iPhone 6S, and I have an 8 Plus, and I use them when I need multiple cameras. I just haven't felt the need for having multiple cameras. I just moved this. My only issue is, yeah, the color and the resolution on the iPhones is really good. So, you know, you'll have a better quality. And it autofocuses real well. So it's a great way to get a cheap camera, you know, to start YouTube with. And I've had the fancy webcams, and I always had problems with focus. I had problems with color. So I prefer the iPhone. I think it works nicely. And I have a Shure USB microphone. It's an M7, I think. And that works really, really well. I get really good audio with it. The only problem is it's mounted next to my sewing machine. So if I wanted to take you all over to the cutting table and show you that, I have to take the arm off the table and move it across the room. So that's the only downside. So, and Sanjay's saying I can use the iPhone's audio, but that means in order to use the iPhone's audio, I can't be connected to OBS. I have to use just a video. I used to just have to record a video on the iPhone. So right now I'm not using the iPhone camera. I'm using the OBS. I'm using the OBS app. I'm doing what? What am I doing with? Oh, okay. Renee's. I'm losing Renee with all the technology. This is what I did for a living. I worked for the State University of New York at Stony Brook for 25 years, and I did e-commerce and event management. So I'm a long-time geeker. I do, I used to do a lot of computer work, and that's just my thing. But I've been trying very hard the last few years to forget all of that. I don't want to remember that. I used to do websites. If any of you know Turtle Island Preserve, Eustace Conway, I still manage his domains, but I used to do his website, and so I used to do a lot of web development. So yeah, if you want to start YouTube, just know that to do a 15-minute video, you might have to record 4 more hours of video and then edit it down, and editing can be a bear. The cheaper programs that you use are, you get what you pay for. So your video is going to reflect that. So if you're really good with technology and you're really good at editing, and you're not afraid of software, then you might get away with one of those lesser programs, but it's a chore. I have tried very hard to Yes, Renee says, yeah, forget work. I'm retired. I don't want to do that anymore. So, but anyway, so I'm going to sew. Will that piece fit here? Not quite. It needs more. I need me another piece. Let's see what I got here. Oh, thank you, P. P likes my blocks. So I'd like to again invite you all to join me over on Patreon. I showed the giveaway for this month for my top tier. It's a brand new, you have a choice between a brand new layer cake or jelly roll. And I will do, I'll do a drawing on, my brain is fried here, on Patreon, and announce the winner, but I'll do a little video about it. I don't know if Patreon has a drawing system, but I do have an account with random.org, so I could do that to pick my winner. But if you are in the top tier, you are you are eligible for the giveaways. And if you're in the top 2 tiers, I do a new pattern every month. And you can see on the bottom of the stream right now, I'm thanking my members. If you hold on a second, I will go get the first block that we did on Patreon. Hold on. Okay. So this is the first block we did. Let me show you his head. There he is. So we're just doing Wild and Crazy Birds. And I release a new one every month, and I may start doing other projects because a month seems to be a long wait. And I'm eager to get some of these out. So I might be sprinkling in some other projects there as well. So there is another block. It's going to definitely need to be longer, so we'll sew more pieces together, but I'll show it to you. So you can have lots of fun with this, and you can definitely use up your scraps. And I'm going to shoot for like 12-inch and then add maybe like 1.5 inch black sashing in between them. So I can keep going. We just picked up some new viewers, so welcome. Thank you for joining us. We are sewing crumb blocks together. So let me grab Oh, Mama Hardin's saying that she hasn't been to the quilt show. Yeah, I haven't been to one in a long time. If I had more stamina, I would definitely do it. I could drive by Mount Pilot and pick you up, Mama Hardin, and then we could go together to the quilt show. That would be fun. Oh, hello, Barbara. Barbara's in Brisbane, Australia. They are just rolling into fall down there, and we are just rolling into spring. Okay, let me fix this camera. I picked up some more viewers, so I figured I'd stay on a little bit longer. Let's see what we've got here. Let's cut this down. And oh, Sanjay just gave me the weather report for Brisbane. He says it's nice down there this time of year. So that's good. Oh, P is saying that she likes the sound of the black sashing. I, I do have a quilt that is primarily black quilt top, and I did crazy piecing. Yeah, I did a quilt. I did a quilt top with of black sashing. Hang on a second. I'll go get it. Do without Mr. Dinky Doo. It is a rainbow. Um, yeah, it's this one. Okay, pulled out a quilt top here that has black sashing on it. What's Renee's issue? Oh no, Renee, you're in the top two tiers, so you get the pattern. What what is the issue with you not being able to download it? If you Renee, if you send me a message on Patreon with your email address, I'll send it to you. Oh, thank you so much, Pat. Okay, what happened here? And Mama Harden is sleepy. Okay, hang on. There. It seems like my camera got dark. There we go, that's better. All right, so now you can see how the blocks stand out with the sashing, with the black sashing. Me and white fabric don't get along. I'm like a magnet for dirt. I quilt my own, but yeah, my spine and my neck are not very cooperative. And I have a lot of problems with drag and stress that build up, and I was finding that this is an acrylic Sew Steady table that you can see here. And when I was quilting, my quilt tops, for some reason, would get sucked under the table and it would cause drag. And I couldn't move the quilts, and it was killing my neck. So I came up with the idea of putting molding on. Well, Sanjay and I both discussed it, and he was saying PVC or something, and I was saying, well, quarter round molding. So I have a piece of molding that I have used double-sided tape on to round off this bottom, and now my quilts don't drag. So that's what I've done on this to fix that. I posted a yeah, the only issue I'm having now is this table is much too tall for me. This is an old dining room table that we had, and the machine is sitting on top of it, so that is an issue for me. Yeah, so I mean the Bernina does a nice job quilting. but I keep bumping in the camera now. Let's see. So, okay. Oh, thanks, Renee. Renee likes that quilt top. I do have a video on that. It is a rainbow potato chip. So if you look at my videos, you'll find a rainbow potato chip. All right, that's one strip that I can use. Yeah. So I think what I'll do is I'll just sew on just a couple more pieces here, and then I think I'm going to call it quits. And for those just joining me, I am just sewing some crumb blocks together. I'm just grabbing random pieces of fabric out of my scrap bins, and I'm just sewing them together. I'm not paying any attention to seams. I'm not worried about seam allowance. I'm just willy-nilly grabbing stuff and sewing it together. And we call these crumb blocks, but this is the way quilts were made 200 years ago. When the kids outgrew their clothes or hubby's shirt wore out, that's what they used to do. Just cut it into small pieces and sew it back together. Okay. I bought a whole pile of these selvages from somebody on eBay. They work pretty good. Oh, bye, Mama Harden. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. So, all right, let me just sew these. Yeah. Let me just grab some water. Okay, that's good enough. Oh, good night, Renee. Thank you so much for joining us. And definitely send me a message on Patreon and I will get that pattern to you. Okay. That might be 12 by now. Let's see. Pick up all the scraps. That Still not quite 12, but let's see where we are with this one. These need a good pressing. Yeah, these still need a little bit more. But we got 2 blocks done. I will back out and show them to you. There's one right there. And there's block number 2. And they work. There's lots of different colors, and I'm using up my salvages. I'm using up half square triangle scraps, and they're beautiful. And you know, it's better than tossing it all in the landfill. And you know, you do 4 by 5 of these with sashing in between, and you've got yourself a lap quilt that'll keep somebody in the chemo ward warm while they're getting their medicine. So that's my plan with these. I have tons and tons more, and I buy scrap bags from the Soya brothers in Las Vegas, and I use those for a lot of my scrap quilts, and you can see the big tub in the back there. That's a big tub, and that's all filled with scraps from them. So, and I also have a 40-year stash of fabric too. What were you saying, Sanjay? Yes. Oh, and I did want to remind folks or let folks know, if you're looking for faith-based fabrics, I highly recommend Heavenly Fabrics, or heavenlyfabricshop.com, is it? If P is still on here, P knows who they are because she sent me a Happy Mail from them. And I don't seem to have the business card here right now. What, Sanjay? What? Oh yeah, keeping this stuff out of the landfill, yeah. And like I said, you know, it's colorful. It gives somebody to look, you know, something to look at. They can pick through it and see what fabrics they like. And it just, they're real pretty, and they'll work at keeping somebody warm, and that's what matters. Yes, and the colors will add a little bit of joy to their day. Let's see, did I put that card here? Let me just quickly go to their website and make sure I've got it right. Yes, heavenlyfabricshop.com. I will post the link in the chat room. And they were so excited that I shouted them out that they sent me a little thank you gift. So there is the link to the store. They have beautiful fabrics. And with that, I do believe that I am going to wrap things up. So hold on while I turn my camera around. Okay, stay camera. So we got 2 blocks done and in an hour, and I enjoyed so much talking with you all. And I want to wish, yes, I have headphones on because Sanjay is in my ear. He's monitoring the chat room and letting me know your questions and what you're saying so I can participate. And I want to thank him for that, of course. I hope you all have a very blessed Easter. And I challenge each and every one of you to go out and find God every day. Take your phone, take your camera, go outside and see what you can find. If you can find something beautiful like this, flowers like these, they have no purpose. They don't produce a fruit that is harvested for food. They're just beautiful, and they are just signs from God that He loves us. So I bid each and every one of you to go out and find something that God has left you every single day, and it will lift your spirits and it'll make you feel loved. And if you want to join us on the flock, you can join us over there on Facebook. That is my Facebook group. Sanjay, can you post the link to my, or okay, I'll do it. Just give me 1 second here. Copy. Pasty. Okay, I just put it in the group chat. Is the link to my Facebook group. You can join that, and you can share your projects. I'd love to see what you're working on, and you can share. When you go out and find God and you take a photo of it. You can post that into the group and let us know what you found. And once again, I would like to encourage you all to consider joining my Patreon. We're doing the bird blocks right now, and we are doing giveaways. If you are in the top tier of my Patreon, you will get access to my exclusive patterns and to the giveaways. The giveaways may not be once a month, and they aren't going to be as elaborate as these every time. I might make something for you, or give you some scraps or quilt blocks, whatever. I don't have all of that ironed out yet. But for the first giveaway, I wanted it to be special. So this is an absolute beautiful jelly roll. I have the jelly roll and I have a layer cake. And the winner will get to decide what they want. So there's that. Here is the layer cake. It's Wild Blossoms from Moda, from Robin Pickens. And that's the giveaway. So I encourage you all to come over and join us on Patreon. We're having fun over there. And on that note, I think I'm going to get out of here for the evening. I want to thank you all so very much for joining me. I had a lot of fun talking with you, and I love the interaction. And if you're watching later, please do leave a comment and let me know what you thought about the crumb blocks, what you do for crumb blocks. And I think that's where I'm going to end it. Oh, and say hi to Mr. Dinky. Mr. Dinky is getting himself in trouble. He is crawling around on my cutting table, causing problems, as always. So I'm going to end the live stream here. Thank you all so very much for joining me. Have a very, very blessed Easter, and I pray that God shines His love and His light on you always. And I will see you real soon with my next little project, my next video, or my next live. So thanks so much for joining me. God bless.